Hello. In this video I'm going to make 3D shapes from 2D shapes. So starting with the washer from the last video, I found another way that might be more efficient, but it also gives you a different mesh. And for this method, I'm gonna use the spin tool here. As you can see, it's already selected. But before I get started, I'm gonna move this washer to the origin. I do Shift S, selection to cursor, then N, and I set all my rotations back to 0. Go to top view. Okay. So this is gonna be the reference for my size, and you're gonna see in a minute. But first I need a rectangle, which I'm gonna create with a new plane. Then S and X to scale it down along the X-axis. S and Y to scale it down along the Y-axis. I want it to be the same distance between the inner and outer edge, so I can get a washer that's the exact same size. Okay, I'm gonna move it out the way. GX. I go to edit mode, and now I can select my spin tool. Okay, I set the steps to 100 here so I can get enough definition, and I have the X-axis selected so it can rotate around the X-axis. And I'm gonna select this plus sign. That's gonna rotate it 360 degrees. Okay, and there it is, a new washer. But the reason that I created a washer in the first place is so I can visualize the cross-section of a funnel. So I'm gonna need to make that funnel. So I'm gonna undo the last step, go to top view, and I'm gonna keep this little rectangle as reference to help me create the 2D shape that I need to make my funnel. And I'm gonna hide the original washer for now. Go to the right and select this little eye icon, and that hides the object. Okay, so now I need a vertex, which I can get from a plane. I need to be in edit mode, vertex selection, right click, merge vertices at the center. And now I can press E to extrude the vertices, and that also makes the edges. And I can keep pressing E as I draw my 2D shape. Like I said, the washer is gonna be a cross section, so that's what I'm using as reference. I'm going back to the origin. Okay, I go back to the object mode. I can also hide this object. Okay. And now to fill everything in, I can go back to edit mode, make sure everything is selected, and I can press F. Now I have the 2D shape that I need. And again, I'm gonna use the spin tool. So I go ahead and click on that. And same thing as last time, I can press this plus sign and that rotates around the x-axis. And I'm gonna use wire mesh view so you can see it. Okay, so there's the 2D shape that got rotated around, and that made the 3D shape of a funnel. So now I can bring back my original washer. Go back to solid view, object mode, select my washer, rotate Y 90 degrees. Okay, then I can hit G, move it along the x-axis, and bring it in until it's completely inside the funnel. I probably need a side view. Okay, that's about right. Okay, so now I can see it in wire mesh mode, and yeah, that's the whole video. That's what I needed to do. I needed to see the cross section of a 3D shape, and I also wanted to be able to make 3D shapes from 2D shapes. Thank you.